Hello, this is Dave Maddock with Maddock Associates. Thanks for joining us here, talking about how to look up providers with HealthNet Insurance. I'm sorry, using the HealthNet Preferred Provider Lookup tool. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up a web browser, uh, and we're going to go to healthnet.com. And when you're a member with HealthNet, it's always best just to go ahead and log in, and that way there's more functionality available to you. You can look up claims, look up a lot of different information. If you're not a member yet, or if you're new and you don't quite have your ID card, you're getting set up, you can still look up doctors just going down here, clicking the provider search tool. So what it's going to do at first, it's going to ask you to narrow down your search, and this can be confusing, so I want to point out the best way to look up doctors with HealthNet is to first go and select the network. And what you're going to do is, if you're in Washington State, you're going to use the PPO. If you're in other states, you're going to use the national PPO First Health. So Washington State, we're going to go PPO. Click continue. And what it's going to do, it's going to redirect us to a website called First Choice Health. So HealthNet uses First Choice Health as their Washington State provider network. So in reality, I could have just gone straight to fchn.com, but I wanted to go through the HealthNet provider website to show you how it goes there. So once you get in here, then this is a basic, pretty simple search directory. So what you can do, you can search by name or by preference and location. So let's say I'm going to put in my location here in Tacoma, Washington, and then we'll say how far within 10 miles. And let's say we're looking for a pediatrician. So I can show a list here and scroll down here for pediatricians. And it's going to show me all the pediatricians that are in network within that radius. Here it's got this tool where, to make sure that you're not a robot, you have to type in these letters. And you click verify, and then it's going to go ahead and show us pediatricians that are in network within 10 miles of Tacoma, and it's going to go by location. So it's going to show all these different providers here. Let's see here, children's. Let's see, and if you want to learn more about a specific doctor, you can click on their name. It's going to show their phone number, where they're at, and what hospitals they're associated with. So if you click here to go back to the return results, and then you can always click there to do a printable view of those results if you wanted to print them. If I want to start over again, I'm going to click on this Find a Doctor link here. And if it asks assist, we're just going to look in the entire network. So we can also search by name. So let's say, for example, you've got your favorite Dr. Smith, and you want to make sure that he's or he or she's in the network. So if I do it that way, it's going to show me all the Dr. Smiths within that range. If your doctor's, if the spelling of the doctor's name is a little more complicated than Smith, and you're not exactly sure how to spell it, I highly recommend just opening up another tab and doing a Google search. So you can type the doctor's name the way you think it's spelled and their location. So like Dr. Yazinski, Tacoma, Washington. And Google's pretty good at getting you the right spelling. Even if you misspell the word or the doctor's name, a lot of times Google will find the help you and get you the right name of the doctor, and then you can cut and paste it into this directory search. Because generally in this search, if you misspell the doctor's name, it's going to say the doctor's not in network. And you don't want to have to switch doctors just because you misspelled your doctor's name. So anyway, just if the doctor's name's tricky to spell, that's the most common mistake we have. This first choice network is extremely large. Most doctors are in the network. So a lot of times when people say, hey, my doctor's not in the network, it's because they misspelled their doctor's name and the doctor's actually in the network. So this is basically a pretty straightforward search tool. Another tool you have at your disposal, if you click here, you can generate a print-ready provider directory. And in a certain area. So if I wanted to get all doctors in Washington, I would click on that. It makes me put this in here. And just a warning though, this is going to be an extremely large document. It's going to be every doctor in the state. As you see, it's in the network, it's 3,335 pages long. So this might not be, it's useful if you just kind of want you can look up, city and get a real quick view of who's in the network. And then you can also, within PDF, use the find function, but it's going to be very rudimentary. You're just doing a text search for all the Smiths, for example. So definitely I wouldn't recommend trying to print this. It's 3,000 pages, but that is another way you can look up doctors using this website. All right, well, thanks for joining us. There we just went through to show the HealthNet provider search, and as you saw, what it did is HealthNet actually shot us over to fchn.com, First Choice Health Network, and that's how we looked up the doctors. Thanks for joining in. This is Dave Maddock, Maddock Associates. Any questions, give us a call. We're at 800-875-4490. Thank you.